Vishwamitra went through a crisis in his life. I would like to share with you a story about this man that created history. Vishwamitra had been hurt and he returned home shattered after an experience that he went through where a cow had destroyed his entire army. Imagine a simple cow had destroyed his entire army. Of course, the cow was not an ordinary cow, it was a Kamadhenu cow that could create an army from within its own body. When Vishwamitra returned back from Vashishta's ashram, hurt, his ego was battered, he decided that nothing is more important to him than one word, and that was revenge. The decision that he made that day changed the direction of his life. He decided to spend the rest of his journey, the rest of his life on seeking one single word, and that was revenge. Vishwamitra handed over his kingdom to his sons and he walked into the forest to please Lord Shiva. And after many years of doing tapasya, when Lord Shiva appeared in front of him, the only thing Vishwamitra asked for was missiles. And he wanted unlimited missiles to go and simply destroy Vashishta and his whole ashram. Vishwamitra returned back to the ashram of Vashishta after many years. When he reached the ashram of Vashishta, he threw a single missile and destroyed the whole ashram, burnt it down to ashes. Vashishta came out. He was holding a small stick in his hand, which was known as a Brahma Danda. Vashishta realized Vishwamitra had come here seeking revenge. Vashishta simply stood there with a smile on his face and he told Vishwamitra, "Take me on." And Vishwamitra began to throw missile after missile at Vashishta. And as he threw so many of these missiles, the most powerful of the missiles, Vashishta simply held on the Brahmadanda in his hand. A small piece of stick made of wood absorbed all the missiles that Vishwamitra threw at him, and it just simply disappeared into this piece of wood. Imagine the shock of Vishwamitra when he threw the Brahmastra, the most powerful nuclear missile in the world, and that small stick of Vashishta absorbed the Brahmastra also. Vishwamitra was shocked. Here, with two insignificant things that had undone, that had outdone, that had bewildered the most powerful person at that point of time, Vishwamitra. One was a cow, and the second was a small piece of wooden stick. A past incident is not what agitates the mind. It's the amount of attention we give to the incident that really agitates the mind. Without attention, a past incident remains an insignificant, forgotten history. But the problem is, the human mind gives too much attention to certain events that happen in our life. Many of us have a habit of replaying events that happen to us. Somebody has spoken something, somebody has done something. We replay these mental movies again and again and again till we come to a point where we are highly frustrated. Somehow we tend to believe these mental scripts. We tend to believe these disputes that our mind is replaying again and again and again. Somehow we feel that by replaying these scripts and again, we may solve those problems or we may even undo those problems. No matter how many times you play the script again and again, nothing is going to change. Although many of us realize that doesn't help us, we become so addicted to this replay that we are not able to stop ourselves from playing the scripts again and again in our minds. Somehow our mind seems dead set on winning an old argument. Somehow our mind seems that it can find a different way of concluding an old fight. When you come across such situations in your life, what do? Here is a small suggestion. Ask yourself some questions. The first question that you ask yourself is, would doing this make you a better person? Would doing this help you undo the situation that has already happened? Would doing this make you feel more loved and accepted? And then I want you all to think about a very interesting story, which I'm going to tell you all right now. Imagine you had a bank account which had 86,400 rupees in it, and someone stole 10 rupees from that account. Would you spend the rest of the money to recover the 10 rupees, or would you just let it be? All of us have a bank account, which is time. And all of us, every single day, have 86,400 seconds in it. If someone has taken 10 seconds of your time, would you spend the rest of the time to undo the 10 seconds of hurt? Would you spend the rest of the time to replay the 10 seconds of what has happened? A lot of times, the hurt that has happened to us, the pain that somebody has caused us, an argument that somebody has posed at us, or some kind of hurt that we experience is just 10 seconds of hurt. But somehow we spend the rest of the 86,400 minus 10 seconds fighting internally, replaying internally, and messing up our minds internally, and wasting the rest of the 86,400 minus 10 seconds that are left in the day. It's not worth it. My suggestion and my prayer to all of you is, if you have experienced 10 seconds of hurt in a day, just let it go. For you, what is valuable is the 86,390 seconds that are left. Use that wisely rather than brooding over something that has already happened that you cannot undo and you cannot replace. Hopefully, that will make us wiser, that will actually make us better, and that will make us less resentful. Vishwamitra spent a lot of time trying to undo 10 seconds of hurt in his life. He spent the rest of so many of his years trying to undo the 10 seconds of hurt. The question is, are we going to learn from Vishwamitra's story, or are we going to make up another story worse than Vishwamitra? That's something that I leave you with. Thank you.